Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
It's
Okay, guys, first before we get started, I wanted to say I am so sorry about the time. Okay. Me not thinking that me and Jasmine was on two different time zones. I was like, oh my gosh, are we on the same time zone? She was like, no, girl. I was like, I gotta push it
okay. It's okay.
back. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. I had to get up this morning and get my Jesus. Me and my man went to church.
Oh,
So,
nice for me.
church, went to have a little snack because we're going to go to dinner tonight, but went and had a little snack. So, yeah. And now I'm here.
Your man? We're not gonna bypass that quick.
My man. Yes.
Is this the same man from the show?
Same man from the show.
Oh, girl. So what's it about? Look, we done jumped way ahead, but you should have never mentioned it.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, me and him have been dating since going on our date on the show. We locked in, it's going great. He makes me happy. I feel like it's a way different dynamic from, what I had on the show. And, we just taking it one step at a time. And he will forever, well, as of right now, nobody gonna know who he is unless you see us out and about.
Okay, so you gonna keep him a secret a little bit longer?
Keep him, not, it's not a secret because
Well, not a secret.
we go out, so people have come up to me and saw us together and asked if he was the guy from the show. But it's just kind of like the world has gotten so much in my life, and I think because I have control over this, I'm gonna bring him to the world when I'm ready to bring him to the world. So
That's right.
it's the one thing I can control.
How long has it been since like you guys been together since filming?
Well, we wrapped. Decision Day was October 1st.
Okay.
So we wrapped Decision Day October 1st. And literally on Decision Day, we went on a date. So,
Did they set
huh?
Did mafs set you up?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, girl, don't trust them.
No. I have known him. We went to college together. So we went to college together. So we met back in 2008. Went to college together. It's so funny. We took anatomy together. So we met in anatomy class. And so we knew each other from there. Like, obviously we liked each other, but I'm the girl who is always in a relationship. So when I meet people and I come across people, I'm like, sorry, I'm in a relationship. So the timing just has never been right for us. And even in between time when I was single, he was in a relationship. So we've always had a cool little vibe, but nothing more, nothing less. So literally during filming, I had made like this Facebook status. It was probably like right after the honeymoon. I was in a little space. I was low. And so I just basically made a Facebook status just saying like, I don't know the plan that God has for my life, but I'm going through things I never thought I would go through. Just blase, me making a Facebook post. And he literally just sent me a DM and was just like speaking life into me. Like he wasn't trying to come at me, literally sent me a DM and was speaking life into me. And I was just like, oh, okay. And that was the end of that, right?
Right.
And then probably like a month later, not even a month, maybe like a week later, he sent me another message just speaking life, saying, hoping you're doing better, speaking life, right? Then maybe like another week later, I got a message. He was never trying to come at me, get with me. He was just speaking like he saw my Facebook status and just was like, maybe I need to be uplifted. So then probably like a week before Decision Day, he sent me another message and was like, hey, we should meet up. And I was like, I can't even explain to you the situation, but I can't do that right now. Maybe later, like rain check me, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. And so then after everything, I hit him up and he just happened to like be going to like a little thing that was in Nashville the day of Decision Day. And was like, you want to come with me tonight? And I was like, well, yeah. Sure do.
Who's up? Talking about you went out with him the day of Decision Day? I know that's right, girl. I ain't even mad at you. I am not even mad at you.
So we went out the day of Decision Day that night. And then since then we've been rocking.
Girl, you ain't waste no time. It was like I don't want to stay married to this man, and I'm going out with this man.
But as you see it unfold, it was pretty obvious that me and Eris were not going to stay married. Like, I mean,
girl,
so it's just like, if somebody want to take me out and it's the day of decision day and I said no, he said no, why not?
I know
It's not
that.
a brand new person. I knew him. Like, we were just kicking it. So, yeah.
I don't care if it wasn't a brand new person. It don't even matter. It just do not matter. So let's kind of just rewind it a little bit and start from the beginning because, girl, we don't do married at first sight. Okay, not too often. What made you say I'm gonna go do married at first sight?
Well, first of all, I have liked the show since, well, people don't know this, but me and Brianna from the Atlanta season, me and her actually went to school together. So,
Okay.
so I talked to her and I saw it worked out for her. I already liked the show and was watching it ever since her season. So I liked the show and I was just like, dating has not been doing great for me. So why not? First of all, I applied just because I liked the show and to say I applied. I never in a million years thought like I would actually get picked. I was like, I like this show. Let me apply so I can be like, well, at least I tried. Like I'm trying everything. And so when I got selected to go through like more interviews and stuff, I was like, oh, well, maybe so. And then I was like, well, I told my mom from day one. Me and my mama talk all the time. I tell her everything. But when I felt like it was getting deep, I was like, I probably should mention this to my father.
What was that
because I'm a preacher's kid. So, you know, he's very traditional and he never really pushed his views on me or made me make decisions based off what he would make. But he was very vocal about his feelings on things. So I was like, let me break this to my daddy and see like where he at, because I'm going to interview like number 6 for this show. And I don't even know. So yeah, knowing Brianna, it went good for her. I was like, there's a possibility. Right. So I went on and applied. I went through the steps, talked to my dad, prayed with my dad, felt a peace about it, felt really at peace about it. So when they finally told me I was matched, I was, you know, good to go. But seeing my friend and see it work out for her and see her happy and to see her having a baby now and all those things, you know, I was like, oh, maybe it could work out for me.
Had high hopes.
Had real high hopes, girl.
Ooh, girl.
Woo! They was up there, girl. My hopes was real up there.
I know. I was just about to ask you. So when you got to the altar, because I feel like that's like the most like hot part. Like if they could skip any part, like the wedding dress shopping, all the other stuff, and go straight to the wedding, I would love that. But you know they can't. But I always wonder, like, when you saw Aries, and I need you to be completely honest, okay? Was the attraction there as much as they tried to make it seem?
I thought he was cute. I am not the person. I mean, let me choose my words. I have always I've always been attracted to I just need cute.
Yeah, he's
I don't need you to be drop dead gorgeous, fine. If you're cute to me, you fine to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've never been super picky when it came to looks. Like, it's just never been my prerogative. Ask my family. They've seen all my exes. They'll tell you. Like, I'm not. So, for me, I thought he was cute. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like, that's made it through that part. I'm good. So, when I first saw him, I was fine with it. Plus, I had already seen him before I seen him.
What you mean?
Not met him or anything like that. So when we were doing the whole like guest list for
the wedding.
For the wedding.
Right.
My sister, her husband was originally on my guest list. Okay.
Okay.
And his name's Charles, right? So when it was time to do like testing, my sister was like, I don't have the testing time for Charles. And they were like, Charles with a different last name. And my sister was like, no, who is that? So, of course, we go looking up like, who is this man? Like, is that, because I immediately was like, wait, is that my husband's name? Like, so we go look up the name and the last name, right? And
Well, they set
so,
you up. It
huh?
was a setup, girl. It sounded like a setup. Go ahead.
So we went and we looked up the name of the guy. I also saw a paper with Jasmine Williams on it, which is also not my last name. My last name is Secrets. But Eric's last name is Williams, right? So I
Right.
saw a paper with Jasmine Williams on it, and I was like, y'all, I seen this paper when I went to go do like an interview, and it said Jasmine Williams, and that's not my last name. And ain't no other Jasmine on the show. So we put the Charles name together. We found him on Facebook, and then we searched through all his friends whose last name was Williams. So it was like 3 people, and it was Eris and 2 other people. So I had already saw the 3 and was just like,
One of
okay.
these.
I had already saw the 3 and was like, okay, it won't be too bad. So when I seen him, I was like, oh, that was one of the people that I had already seen. So
Right. Girl.
you would think by now they would get their lines.
They do it on purpose. Girl, they did that to Karen. I don't know if you saw what season was Karen. Karen and Mouse. They literally went and sent her best friend her husband's
I
name.
heard about that. Yeah.
They messy.
But at least with this name, it was actually a person. I really do think it was a mistake, but it's neither here nor there, but whatever.
Guess it's too late now.
Too late.
So when you went on a honeymoon, when did you start to feel like, okay, first I want to ask you this. Was the edits of Aries being so sexual, is that like edits or is that like him?
Honestly, when I seen the edits back, I didn't realize it was as much as it was.
Right.
Okay. So did all those times happen? It was just naive little me, like, brushing it off, or it didn't come across to me as sexual as it came across on TV. So to me, no. Yeah. But everything that was shown, he said. But it didn't come across that way to me. Also, when we're filming, we don't get much food. Okay, we get a lot of alcohol, but we don't get much food. So we get food after the fact. Let me say that. They feed us. They do. But so that whole dinner, the first night of our honeymoon, when they aired that, I didn't remember half that dinner. I don't even remember him asking me my favorite sexual position. I don't recall any of that. Like, we have literally, it was nighttime. We had been drinking all day. We're in Jamaica. We live in our best life. Like, it wasn't even. I honestly, not to defend him, but like when that aired, I was like, do you even remember? He was like I don't even remember that conversation. That whole conversation at that table. Yeah. No recollection.
Oh my God. Well, you did a good job at holding your liquor, girl, because let me tell you, when I get drunk, my hair get drunk, my eyes is drunk. You could just see it all over me.
See, when I get drunk, I get super emotional. As you see, I cried half the season. Like, when I drink, I'm so emotional. I'm so sensitive. Every little thing is like trigger for me. So I get emotional.
Aw. So that I was about to say, do you remember anything from the honeymoon? But no.
Well, I do remember him telling me that we were about, like, before the whole, like, I'm friend zoned, that whole thing. I do remember him saying, hey, we about to talk about something on camera, because for me, I was the person where it wasn't that I didn't speak up or I didn't tell him how I felt. I was the person that was just like, I just rather discuss all these things off camera. Like, I know that we have a show and that they want everything, but it's like everything ain't meant for the camera. And for me, I would have preferred him telling me, like, I'm on friend zone you off camera, but you can't always get what you want. But he kind of gave me a heads up, like, hey, we're going to talk about something on camera. But I was just more of I just wanted to talk about.
Did he really friend zone you? Okay, let me tell you. Let me see how it played in when we watched it. When we watched it, it made it seem like he just was trying to not have sex with you so that you wouldn't, like, he was trying to let you know that he didn't want to be intimate in a sexual way. and that there was still possibly potential for y'all to go a little bit further in a relationship, like as far as building a real solid marriage, and he didn't want it to be kind of built off sex. That's kind of how it came off as far as like in the beginning. It didn't come off solely like, oh, I'm friend zoning you. We read between the lines, of course, but it didn't come off like that. Did
And
you
see,
feel like
for me, it was like the way they kind of portrayed it. It was just kind of like that first night when he was coming at me with all these sexual questions. It was like I shut him down. Like,
yeah,
although I said, you know, if my husband want to have sex on the honeymoon, I'm gonna have sex with him probably by the end of it. But like that first night, even though I don't halfway remember the conversation, like for me, like that type of stuff is not a turn on to me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if I was very clear with everybody, producers, production, everything. I'm not talking about sex on camera.
yeah.
I am a preacher's kid.
I know that.
Like I mentor girls. I do pageants. Like for me, it's not being fake. It's not being phony. It's me setting a boundary for myself and
Right.
understanding things and the things. I don't want my 8-year-old athlete watching this show and knowing Coach Jasmine's favorite sexual position.
Yeah.
Like
They did kind of make it seem like you wanted him to like try you though. That's how it came off. It was like
I understand that, which is probably why they made sure to show me telling my family, you know, if you want, I'm gonna give up the goods on the honeymoon. You know, like I'm pretty sure that's why it was, you know, portrayed in that light. But when it came to it, like behind closed doors, and when the cameras was off, I wasn't trying to jump his bones.
girl, the way they was, I was like, Jasmine, don't be trying to jump that man's bones.
I wasn't, and I know they were people were so sick of me saying I'm attracted to him, but they also have to realize when we sit down and we have these conversations, they literally ask us questions and want us to talk about it.
Yeah.
So if we're sitting in this setting, they're like, okay, Jasmine and Aries, talk about y'all's attraction. If I'm talking about it and they only edit all those parts every time we're sitting down, of course, it's going to look like I'm always, you know, being like, I'm attracted to him. I'm attracted to him. I'm attracted to him. So I wasn't trying to jump the man bones.
When y'all came back from the honeymoon and Dom and McKinley, when Dom and McKinley told y'all that they was getting divorced or they was separating or whatever the case may be, did it ever cross your mind at that point like I should go too, or were you still like let's hold on? Because I know by this point now you know that he's not attracted to you like that. So did you think like maybe I should just go ahead and be done with this too, or did you really just like stick it out?
I really just stuck it out. I at no point, even in our private conversations off camera, did he make me feel like he wasn't going to keep trying. So for me, it was just like, if he's in, I'm in. I mean, I don't know. I never, at that point of McKinley and Dom, I never was like, well, that's it for us too. That never crossed my mind.
Yeah. Because we could tell that you were really all in the beginning. It wasn't at least towards the end when he was trying that we was like, boy, please. Okay, we could tell that you had checked out of the whole thing. But I want to ask you a question about these experts because I feel as though they're not really there to help y'all as much as it shows. And I feel like if not Dr. Pia, if Pastor Divine could have really spoke to you guys ahead of time, we probably would have got a little bit further in your marriage. But where are the experts? Are they really just showing up when the cameras show up? Do y'all have access to them outside of this? Like, what's the deal?
I know the whole season I never really tried to reach out to the experts. I do know that when we were on our honeymoon that Aries asked to speak to Pastor Cal, and he asked to speak to Pastor Cal on multiple occasions, like throughout the honeymoon. Like he literally was asking for help. I don't know if Pastor Cal was busy. I don't know if he was, I don't know what was happening, but I do know that plenty of times Aries asked to speak to Pastor Cal while we were on the honeymoon. And I do know that at one point when he was going to be able to speak to Pastor Cal, they wanted to do it on camera, and Aries didn't want to do it on camera.
Oh, so it was like something really that he wanted to discuss man to man with Pastor Cal, but they wanted to film it. And they was so we it's safe to say that they wasn't really giving y'all the tools needed outside of filming. I get it. I get it. I, I mean that's I mean because if he's reaching out, I mean I
I
know
just,
on a
and that's
honeymoon.
the only time that I know for a fact that he was like, I want to talk to Pastor Cal. And it was the same. I think he was basically trying to talk to Pastor Cal to get through the whole attraction thing. Like he was literally like, I need help.
It was
I
that
want
bad? Did you feel like it was that bad?
I don't think it was that bad. I think he was wanting the tools. I guess he's never been in a situation where, he's with someone he's not attracted to, because he gets to pick whoever he dating in real life, but he's been put with somebody he's not attracted to. So he was wanting to make sure he went about it the right way in my eyes. So he really wanted to talk to Pascal, and he wasn't able to do that.
Girl, see, I knew when I be telling them about themselves that I don't be wrong. Because I really feel now I feel a little bit bad for it, just a little bit, because I feel like if he's asking for help and you guys are not there to help him, how else is he supposed to manage these emotions and feelings?
Mm-hmm.
And so he did what he felt was best, I guess, at the time. So I guess I gotta, just this much grace for him. Just when you were talking, since we're talking about the experts, when you were talking to Dr. Pepper, that triggered me. That conversation between Dr. Pepper, you and what's that? Eris. I was triggered because I felt like they gaslit the crap out of you. When
I
you
felt
were
like
in the
when
moment,
she told me you got your work cut out for you, I was like, how is it I got my work cut out for me? Like, this is what, like, how, what? I was, yeah, I was definitely, I could agree with that. I felt the same.
you felt did it feel like they kind of like pushed over your feelings and focused on him?
Yeah. I felt like we never really dived into, um, of course, he had his trauma, and yes, it could play a part in the reason as to why he didn't really want to open up or get close with me. But I don't really feel like I know I had issues too. Like I had my insecurities, I had all of that stuff, but I don't think he was really held accountable. I felt like it was more so, Jasmine, good luck, figure it out. Like,
Yeah. Like you just got to be patient with him. And I'm like, that man is about to be 40.
yeah, I just felt like I was already being super patient. I felt I was being super patient, and I was trying to look at it as half, like the glass half full instead of half
Yeah.
empty. But I just felt like we would talk to them and I would feel a little bit better, but then I would feel like we was in the same spot. So
Yeah, I felt like when y'all would talk to the experts, Aries would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a different person," and then bam, right after it's over, it's like we right back at square one. I'm like, Jazz, stop falling for this crap. Okay, just stop, because he's telling the experts one thing, and he's literally just doing another thing when it's just y'all two.
mm-hmm.
I want to talk about first. I got two questions real quick. I want to
Okay.
know what it was like living with Aries. Like, are the cameras there all the time? Is it like you're putting on for a show all the time? Like, how did you feel in the house with him, even when not filming? I think that's just something that we never get to ask, the people on the show, because it's like we always see y'all on camera.
Mm-hmm. I feel like one thing that people don't know is we do have cameras in our apartment 24/7. The cameras that are in like the living room, there's no cameras in the bedroom, but the living room cameras, and they have them in all angles, so you can see every part of the living room and the kitchen. They are on 24/7. So anytime we're in the common area space, we were being filmed. But as far as like me and Eris living together, I had no issues
Yeah,
us living together. And me and Eris, like, we had a lot of fun together. Obviously, the narrative that they painted was like we were just miserable.
yeah,
But like, if we would go out in Nashville, we would go to clubs. We both love live music, so we would go see live shows. Like, we had fun. It just wasn't like, even though I was attracted to him, we didn't have like that. You know how when you meet somebody and you with somebody like new and it's fun and it's like these butterflies, and you
yeah.
just like, it's just like, it's different. And so I felt like with me and him, it was just a friendship. Even though I was like ready to try whatever because we were married.
Yeah.
I just don't think people really understand, like, off camera without having to be sat down and ask questions and go over and over the same stuff.
Yeah.
You know, without all that, we was kicking it. Like, we was kicking it. Like, we had fun. So when people are like, why didn't Jasmine just walk away? Or why wouldn't she just be like done? Because it was just like the only time it was weird is when we was on camera.
Got it. Because girl, we were sitting there like, Jasmine, stop playing with us, okay? Well, over on this channel we was.
No, but
it was like, oh no.
The living arrangement, it was fine. I cooked, I cleaned, and it was hard because he is a pescatarian. So it's like fish and vegetables, basically. And I'm already a person who don't like to cook. I do not like to cook, okay?
Me either.
I don't. So, and then we had completely opposite schedules. He worked during the day, I worked at night. So he would literally wait till I got home at like 9 o'clock and wait on me to eat. Like, I would come home and I would cook dinner.
Oh, absolutely not. Not for him anyway, girl.
But yeah, it was, I like you said, our living dynamic, it was fine.
It was fine. All right. So, everybody was asking about this cousin, okay? Because we all was like, what's the deal? Because what, she want him or something? Is that his real cousin? I need to know, is that genes, like DNA cousin?
It is his dad's sister's daughter. That is his real blood cousin. His daddy's sister's daughter.
But don't tell me that it did seem a little weird, no?
See, the things y'all see on TV, I didn't even see. So I saw it play out on TV and I was like, dang. Like, so all of that extraness of her, I had no clue. No clue. Besides the conversations I had with her, the 2 conversations I had with her, I didn't know that before that we got married, she was trying to talk him from going down the aisle. And after we came back from honeymoon, they had a sit down one. I didn't know any of that until it aired.
So once you saw all that, how did you feel?
Oh, I felt like it. Y'all, my dog is being really extra right now. Okay. I felt like it was too much, but we already done talked about her 30 seconds too long.
Oh, say no more. No more say. Girl, okay, so it's not Jasmine. Is Nicole really this nosy, or do they be setting her up for all of the questions? Because we was like, come on now, Nicole.
Nicole literally every time took one for the team.
Okay.
We would sit down and we would be told, like, all right, this is open discussion. Y'all do y'all. And literally they would let us talk. And then if there was something they wanted somebody to ask, Nicole always took it for the team. Because we always be like, I'd be like, I'm not asking that. Eris be like, I'm not asking it. And then Nicole would be like, all right, guys, I would. So literally, even though it seemed like she was super nosy and into everything, she took one for the team every time. Every time.
Because we was like, Nicole, cut it out. Like she was getting on our nerves over here on this channel, because we was like, why is she doing so much in everybody's business? But I do appreciate the fact that it does seem like she genuinely cares about all.
She does, and that's why I freaking love Nicole. Like, that's my girl. Like, she means well. Literally, she just wanted all of us to end in a happy marriage. She wanted us all to have this story that we all worked out, and that everybody can hang together all the time. And, she literally just wanted, we ended up being a family, but she really wanted the family together the way it started. That's all. That's all.
Great.
She means well. I love her to death. And yeah, she's the best. I talk to her all the time.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are actually like, I do realize like a lot of the Married at First Sight cast, like after the season, everybody, seems to be like one big family, except for certain people. They always outcast them. Child. But dang, I lost my thought thinking about the other seasons with all the people being outcast. So when you dang, I lost my thought that fast.
It's okay.
It'll come back to me eventually.
We're talking about Nicole taking one from the team, being a family. Relationships. We talk about Married at First Sight. Okay.
Oh, okay. So when you were watching all of this with us, were there any things that you heard Aries say that you made you look at him differently outside of your friendship? Because I know that you tell us now that you guys had a really good friendship, and a lot of the things that you didn't really get to see until we saw it together watching the show, because the reunion is tape how it was retaped. When you started to watch the season, did it make you look at him in a totally different way, like maybe he was betraying you or being like somewhat of a fraud?
Oh yeah. So the whole honeymoon, all that, I was pissed. Okay, let's be clear. I was pissed because like the fact of like the whole like I hate when they made us rate anything.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he wanted to rate me a 4, like I had knew nothing about the whole rating me a 4. I knew nothing about him saying, you know, he wanted a Meg the Stallion, Serena Williams booty, and I'm small frame. Like I just thought all that stuff was superficial. And
Yeah.
so I was lit when the honeymoon, that whole 3 episodes, however many episodes of that it was, I was pissed just because it was just like we had the conversation about how, you know, all I need you to do is be honest with me. Like
Yeah.
at this point, we are here. Be honest with me. If there's something I do, something I say that you don't like, just tell me. Don't have me finding out from everybody else. Like I would never put you in a situation to where you finding out from everybody else. And little did I know he would come to the group situations and say one thing and then be talking to the guys and saying another. And I get you have your guy talk. We had our girl talk. But
Right.
I would never, I guess just for me, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Just tell me. That's it. You've been so open and so honest with me about
Everything else.
everything. Why couldn't you just tell me that? So
Well, you know, he's probably going to be like, he didn't want to hurt your feelings, this, that, and other. Because we were like, girl, why did you sit next to him on that couch like that? After that's why I'm like, we could not fathom or try to understand what was happening
when
during the reunion. Even
let me be clear about that. When I tell you that couch was so tiny, it was not a normal like love seat.
yeah.
It was not. Nobody else had to sit on that couch. Me and Eris, literally all the other couches were spacious. You had your in between people had pillows in between. No, the couch they put me and Eris on was tiny. The only way to sit comfortably was him close to me with his arm around me and me turned like I was facing Kevin the whole time.
Yeah.
But literally that couch was small. I promise you.
Because we were sitting there like, open in here. Like, why they so close? Girl.
No. That couch was small. I promise.
Well, since the reunion, you didn't get to see all the episodes since the reunion. Is there anything you would like to say now that you didn't get the chance to clarify then? Like now that you have seen a whole season.
I don't think there's anything I want to clarify, only because I think after all of this, it's like no matter what I do, no matter what I say, people are going to form their own narrative.
Right.
So it's just like at this point, y'all think what y'all want to think. Like it's just kind of like I'm tired of defending myself or trying to, you know, try to make you understand what it is, because people still gonna, you know, do and say what they want. So it's almost like I'll just let them keep whatever narrative, you know, at this point that they have. But I really don't think there was anything I really just wanted to clear up that I can think of. I mean, unless there's a question.
Well, we'll let them ask some questions in a few, but I was wondering, I know when you talked about working on yourself and finding your self-confidence and, you know, really just being confident in who you were now and how this whole, you know, process kind of took a toll on you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When you were going through that process, did you start to doubt yourself based on how everything was going?
Oh,
did you feel yourself falling back into that space?
Yeah, I had literally, it was probably like leading up to the show, the last 3, it was like, I would say 3 years. It's when I got heavy into pageants, heavy into mentoring, just heavy into like all things of self-esteem. Like even when I did pageants, my platform was self-esteem, like building positive self-esteem in adolescence. So it was just kind of like, I had worked so hard in 3 years, and I felt like just like this, one little thing that somebody said, I found myself starting to go back into that deep place. And I think for me, I didn't like my mom. I tell her everything. I didn't tell her what's happening with the show. My only person that knew was my best friend. I called her like sobbing on the phone one day, just like, girl, like, just because she's also been there through my self-esteem, building myself up journey. And I think it was just more so, not I was mad at the situation. I was mad at myself for letting myself get back there.
Right.
It was just
How do you overcome it? Like, I'm just saying, for anyone, for just advice, I know you probably know expert, but like personally, for anyone who's been in a relationship where they kind of let someone else's opinion affect how they feel about themselves, what would be something that you will be able to say, like, this is something that you should take with you in that process of healing?
I think I just always go back to my saying, you are enough. Like, God has made every single person exactly how we were supposed to be. And it's just like, once you have that self-love and once you understand yourself and you like, you know how you accept yourself for who you are, it's kind of like everybody's always going to have an opinion. Everybody's always going to have something to say about you. Jesus was perfect, okay? A perfect human being. And they still found something to say about him. And I know for me, I'm nowhere near where he was. So it's just like accepting things for what they are and accepting like people are just gonna say whatever, whenever. Even though as a person, you may never let those words come out your mouth, even if you was thinking it. Because I know for me, there's a lot of things that I think about people. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I don't talk about people. Me and my girls, we gonna kiki, okay? But I would never, out loud say it to the person or to their family or to anything. So I think it's just more so going back to my little thing. I have a necklace that said, I got a ring that said, I had to post it up in my apartment. Like, just, you are enough. And when you can accept that, then you know that no matter what anybody says, it won't affect you. And I think even over the past year of doing the show, I think I thought I understood that I was enough, but I think I'm really at a place where I understand even more now. Like, man,
I love that for you.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay.
Right. Because I always think so. Even when I do my reviews, I try not to be so hard on people because I know like sometimes the cast may watch the videos and things like that. And some people really have no filter. Like they say whatever they like, they don't sugarcoat it. They just be like blabbing things. And I know like you probably came across like different videos and things like that of things that people have to say about you. And I know that you were in this healing journey, and then to come off of Married at First Sight, dealing with Aries, building your self-confidence back up, and now reliving all of this all over again. It's like an up and down situation.
I think the best part about it was that after the show wrapped in October, we had 3 months to get ourselves,
Yeah.
So I think in those 3 months, it was still like that first month of airing, I was, that very first month when the show aired, I thought I was ready, but I definitely was not ready. But those 3 months leading to, okay, this is ending, the show is about to air, I did a lot of self-work and I talked to people and all that stuff. So I think that helped me just a little bit. But that first month when the show aired, oh,
I could imagine.
Girl, yeah, I was low. I was real low. And it's not even, I don't even think it was to do with like the exact things that people were saying about me personally, about my appearance. I don't think it was that. It was me also being mad at myself, me having some form of shame, me knowing that the whole world is about to see, in my opinion, fail. Because like marriage is like my end goal. Like that, every girl dreams of being married and having kids and, all those things. So it's just like the whole world is literally
about to watch
to me fail. Do I think I'm a failure? No. But I'm saying like they're about to watch the journey that I went through and they're about to see me, be a divorced woman. So I think it was more so me coming from that place. Yeah. And then on top of that, everybody had to, pick me apart too. So
unfortunately, that's how reality TV works. But did you I feel first I want to rewind just a little bit, and I want to say I'm sorry that you felt like going through this process and actually seeing thinking that it was going to be a failure.
Mhm.
Um
Oh, thank you.
I always look at, well, I'm married, right?
Mhm.
Marriage is beautiful, but I also feel as though you have to always choose yourself. So it doesn't just to say you're married or just to say, oh, I have a husband or I'm a wife, is not worth your unhappiness and
Agreed.
so as long as you look at it like, look what happened. You came out of a disaster of an experiment because we're not even about to really play with this marriage, right?
Okay.
And you found what could possibly be your husband.
Yeah.
So everything has a purpose. And I think maybe the healing journey that you went through and the self-discovery that you went through led you to,
And
where
I
you
needed
are
that.
now.
I didn't know I needed that, but I needed it. For sure. I needed it 1000%. And I tell when people ask me, like, do I regret it? And I'm like, no. Like, I would do it again. Well, I hope I would never have to do this again. But it's like, I don't regret it because I grew, I learned, I became, like, I was already, in my opinion, I was already ready to be a wife. But I
Yes.
think this has literally prepared me to be an even better wife.
And when you say ready to be a wife, what does that mean to you?
I think I was ready to. I feel like when you're in love and all that stuff, you're ready to put somebody else before yourself at times, and you're ready to like not be selfish. Like for so long, I never took that next step of being married because I was still selfish. So I was
Mm,
thinking I'm ready to not be selfish. I'm ready to bring somebody into my space. I'm ready to uplift someone. I'm ready to grow with someone. I'm ready. Everybody know I'm ready for babies. I'm ready for babies 10 years ago. I want a baby so bad. I want a child. But
yeah.
ready to, have someone else in my space because I was already super busy. I was working 12-hour days from the cheerleading gym. Everybody don't know this, but I'm an esthetician as well.
Mhm.
And from, pageants, I run a national pageant system. So it's just like I had so much happening. I was ready to slow down and put all of that on halt to be with my person. So that's what I mean when I say I was ready to, to be a wife.
Yeah. No, just wondering because everyone has their own perception of what a wife looks like to them. Because some people would say, I'm not a traditional wife, and some people would say someone is a traditional wife. So it's just like, it's your own perspective of what that looks like. When you, after going through your journey with Aries, do you feel as though the experts set you up to win, or do you feel as though it kind of set up a little bit for entertainment factor more so than anything?
I can say both.
Mhm.
Just because I know for me, the experts knew like how much religion, like how much I was like, that was a deal. That was literally a deal breaker for me. I didn't need someone who went to church every single day and knew every scripture in the Bible or anything like that. But I wanted someone, I'm not going to say spiritual because Eris is spiritual, but someone who wanted that.
Mm.
Like I don't go to church every single Sunday, but 9 times out of 10, I'm at church on Sunday. I pray, not so much meditate as much as Eris meditates, but I pray. I do my devotionals. I mean, my father sends us a text of a devotional every single morning. Like
Mhm.
it's like I feel like my faith is something that was a deal breaker for me, and I just know that for Eris didn't consider himself, I feel like, a Christian. He
Mm.
considered himself spiritual
Not the
and
same.
not the same. So, in my opinion, not the same. Absolutely. So, for me, it was just like, no matter how much that I wanted to put my best foot forward in the marriage and try and make it work, I knew that in the end,
Mm.
it was probably going to be a no for me on decision day, anyways, just because I didn't feel like we were equally yoked.
Wow. See, we didn't even get the religion talk. That
Mm-hmm.
would have been something very interesting because it always felt as though it was like he was bending over backwards for him. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would love to have heard how he would have, made, changed his lifestyle to accommodate, your beliefs. So since he's
Mm-hmm.
spiritual, it's a little bit more easier to lean into, a religion versus someone who's in a religion leaning into,
Yeah.
spirituality and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that would have been interesting to talk about. And that's one of the things that for a fact that it kind of was like, why would y'all do this to me?
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like, but him being spiritual, I mean, he prayed. Like we would, before we ate, he would pray. So it's not like he was against any of those things, but to me, I'm gonna be at church. I mean, like my family on the motherboard, my family on the deacon board. Like
Yeah.
it's like what we look forward to, like on Sundays and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just didn't. I just didn't see that being something that he was gonna want.
I know that's what I mean. Like, I feel like they be playing sometimes in y'all face because if they know for a fact, why would they do that? I mean, I guess they probably thought maybe spirituality was kind of the same, but it's really just not. And Pastor Cal being a pastor should know that matching y'all. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Pastor Cal. I really wish that I really wish you could have found love on the show because it would have been beautiful to watch. But you did find love, okay? And that's all that matters at the end. And I really hope that that works out for you. But just know that even if that doesn't work out for you, it doesn't really is not your fault. But I do want to ask, don't knowing what you know in your marriage that we get to see,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel like you could that you played? Did you feel like you had any part to play in it not being successful? Because I know sometimes as women, we always could say he did this, and never take any blame of our
Mm-hmm.
own. Do you feel like there's anything that you may need to take accountability for in that marriage?
I do feel like Eris was he wanted somebody who like he wanted somebody to check him. Okay. And that's not something I feel like I want to have to do. I know every now and then every woman got to check the person you with. That's not something that I was trying to do. I do know that for me, Eris always says, I didn't speak up. I didn't say how I was feeling. But when he said that, he was more so meaning in the moment. I'm a person where if I'm mad or upset, I gotta sit in it. I don't like to, I try my best not to immediately react, which for me, that's something that I need to work on and understand how to process my emotions so that in the moment I can talk about it. And
Right.
that I feel like all Eris was like asking from me was basically like, if you mad about something, let's figure it out and talk about it then, not me process it for 2 days and be like, okay, now I'm ready to talk about this. Like I've thought about it, I've sat on it. So I think I needed to understand myself more and my emotions and be able to, if I'm mad right then, talk about it right then.
Well, I'm not going to say that's necessarily a bad thing. That could be a good thing because sometimes when you're into your feelings, you say things you don't mean. I
Right.
do that
That's the big reason
now.
why I'd be like, let me take a
Yeah.
step.
I do that now. Like I take a step because I'm like, let me think about this. Let me get my thoughts straight. Let me be able to articulate what I need to say without being upset and angry and things like that. So that's something that I had to learn over the time. So I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think in your relationship, because you are that type of person, to communicate that to your partner so that they don't feel like
Um,
they don't feel bamboozled when you bring it up again out of nowhere. Because that's usually
and
what
that's
happens.
something that I've been working on, not even just in my marriage with Eris, but it's something that literally it's in all my relationships. That's been an issue in every single relationship that I've been in. So I'm trying.
So, what skills did we get from here that we bringing into the new relationship? So we gonna get our new husband.
I think it's also another thing that I can say that I have to work on is sometimes I don't have the conversations because I'm afraid of the answer.
Oh,
A lot of times when I'm mad about something or I want to ask something because I want to know the answer to it, I don't have those conversations because I'm afraid of what the answer might be. So one thing that I have definitely done in this new relationship is no matter what I feel like the answer is, I'm going to ask the questions. Me and my boyfriend now, we have definitely had a lot of tough conversations and things and him telling me stuff and me telling him stuff that I don't think in any relationship this early on I've
yeah,
had those conversations or tackled those conversations just because I'm just like, oh, I don't know, I don't really want to know, or I'm scared of what the outcome could be.
yeah.
So that's a big thing for me, being able just to have the conversation and accept the answer and move forward from it.
You know that's the secret of marrying your best friend, right? So a lot of people get this notion that, oh, marrying your best friend is like somebody I gotta go have fun with, and we have party time, and we just vibe, everything's perfect. No, part of marrying your best friend is be able to have that open communication about any and everything. When you think about your friendships that you have, like your best friend or with your mother or your sister that's platonic, you're open with them. You tell them everything, you express your feelings. When they give you the real back to you, you take it. You may be hurt a little bit, but you take it. That's what I feel like when it comes to marrying your best friend or being a partner with your best friend. Kind of means like you're able to have those tough conversations and be able to work through and navigate life together. So now that you realize that you see it happening, you'll have a different awareness of each other that you never will have experienced with anyone else. So that's great.
Yeah, and I also feel like there's no relationship from this point on that I won't go to couples counseling. Even if it's great. Like, I feel like even though we didn't get the experts that much, I do feel like that in some of the conversations with the experts, it was helpful. So I was like, no matter what, I don't care if I feel like my relationship is perfect. I am always going to go to couples counseling from the jump. Like, I want to have that unbiased opinion. I want to get the tools before something happens so that when something happens, we know how to work through it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, as long as he's willing to do that with you, then you on the right track. I'm so happy for you, Jazzy. Let me see what the people in the comments are saying, because I wonder if they have any questions. Do you guys have any questions for Jasmine that you wanted to ask her before we get up off of here? I appreciate you all showing out. We have 190 people in the building right now.
Oh, hey, y'all. I can't see none of that. So,
you can see the comments?
I don't see no comments.
Oh my God, I wish I knew what you were looking at so you could see the comments. I don't see. I'm looking for some questions.
Maybe click chat.
Yeah, press the chat. Is that working?
Comment. Oh,
there you go.
Y'all was in here. Okay, I didn't see none of this.
You can see it now. They say
I can see it now, but I can't see you.
You can. You don't need to see me if you want to read the comments. Okay, they said so far it seemed like we covered everything. I'm so proud of her. Hashtag my. Oh, thanks, guys. So I'm glad that you did do this experience. I'm glad that if you did not let it get the best of you, because I know that this could be very, very tough, because Married at First Sight is like its own nation. It's the Married at First Sight nation. Did you realize how big it was once you got on it?
Okay, so no, I didn't. I realized it was big because I am in some of the Facebook groups just from being a person who liked the show. But I didn't realize, and maybe it's just because it was in Nashville that everybody was trying to watch it, because I didn't realize how many people watched it and was like invested. Like, people are invested. When the show first started airing, it was literally like I was walking down the street and people would be like, oh my gosh, your husband is trapped. Like, just saying, I'm just like, first of all, we haven't made it to the end yet. So what if I'm with this man? That's rude. Like, I guess you got your opinion, but what if I'm with this man and you done told me my husband is trapped? Like, people are really invested, and it's not just in Tennessee because it's Nashville. I've been traveling, and I mean, everywhere I go, someone notices me, recognizes me. I'm at a new job. People are coming in and like, oh my God, like,
yeah.
I honestly love it all. I have not had a bad encounter with a fan or someone who knows me. I haven't had any bad encounters. I think everybody just feel bad for me.
Well, no, they don't have to feel bad for you because you got you a man now. You out here living your best life with or without a man. Are you officially divorced?
Girl, no.
Lord, what's taking so long? Tell everything.
So literally this month is the time we have been able to file. We've gotten the clearance to file. So I do have, my attorney is doing everything, but I have not officially filed yet because we had to wait until the show was finished airing. So I ain't officially divorced. But in Tennessee, I think it only takes like 30 to 60 days once you file. So
it's supposed to be quick. Have you talked to him?
Huh?
Have you talked to him at all outside of like discussing marriage, like divorce process?
Oh yeah.
Oh, So you guys are like cordial?
Yeah.
Because I want to punch him in his face. Tell him I want to punch him in his face.
No, listen, literally, he texted me yesterday. Literally, Eric texted me yesterday because he was out at wherever he was at. And he said this guy came up to him and was like, I've been DMing your wife and she ain't responding to me.
I know that's right.
I was like, what? He was like, this man said he been DMing you and you ain't responding. And I said, well, tell him I'm not. Like, what?
Well, that's different because usually it's because there's so many women. It's always the men that everybody be like going into their DMs to pick up these men.
Don't be popping like that though.
Because it's mad women who watch the show. That's why.
Right.
And the men who watch it usually watch with their wives. So it's like.
Exactly. Yeah, my DMs, I mean, I've gotten DMs, yes, but they not popping like that. And it might be because everybody know I got a man because I've been very clear. And I'm a loyal one, okay? I'm loyal. So, but yeah.
They want to know, do Aries come to visit Duchess?
No, absolutely not. For what? For what?
And so he was over there lying on TV.
Girl, he ain't coming to see no Duchess.
Would you let him if he asked you?
No.
Okay, well, that's that.
No.
So my new man wouldn't like that.
My new man take care of Duchess just fine.
Oh, she said what she said. It is what it is. So how's the rest of the cast doing?
Everybody's good. I was just with Shaq last week. I went to Houston last week for a bachelorette party for my friend. And Shaq is in Austin, so he's not too far from Houston. So he pulled up on me, took me out, showed me a good time. So I got to see him, but I haven't seen him since I think, where are they now? I hadn't seen him.
Okay.
Just he moved. And then like Nicole and Chris, they is thriving.
I know. I just seen them on Instagram. I was like, oh, this is too cute.
They actually hosted every Wednesday when the show aired. We would go over there to their place. Yeah, they're doing great. And then I have not talked to Mac since I haven't talked to him, but he wished me happy birthday. So he told me happy birthday. And
wait, before you go on, let me ask you. I just want to know: did you feel like McKinley was going to stay in Nashville? Or you feel like Dom made the right decision? Like, I know he didn't, but do you feel like he was ever really planning on staying?
I never really talked to Matt, so I don't know.
That's just me being nosy, like, girl, so what you think?
I don't know, but in my head, it's just like he does, the cannabis or whatever, and it's not legal here, so I don't see how he could have been here.
It's giving clout. I said that. You didn't say that. I said that.
I don't know Max, so I don't really talk to him.
Okay, cool.
Him and Eric, they was close during the
birds of a feather flock together.
But yeah, Dom is good. She got her new job. I think she's about to close on her house. Dom is good. Oh, and Gina, she got her new man, honey. Ooh. Sure. Yes, was it before yesterday? They came social media official. Okay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go see who Gina new man is.
Out of town, and I had commented. I was like, I want to heart this a million times, and she was like, "Friend boy has launched." I was like, I'm not ready yet. Good for you. I'm happy for you, but I'm not ready. Oh. So Gina's great, and Clint, I love Clint. He's been cooking a lot more. Every time I'm with Clint, he just always speaks so much life into me. That man, I will say, like, when we first started, like, with filming, I didn't really talk to Clint. I honestly didn't talk to any of the cast. Like, I was to myself all the time just because I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, I'm not here to be friends with people. I'm here to try to figure out this marriage. So I really didn't talk to anybody until after the decision day. Yeah. That's when I started to form friendships with everybody. But Clint, I freaking love him. Like, he's amazing. He got his little girl, they rocking tight.
Everybody done moved up. Mostly everybody.
Clint got a girlfriend. They rocking tight. And then, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, because now that you've seen the episode, now I know you lived in the episode, so it was a little bit different versus watching it. When you watched what happened between um Clint and Gina
Mm-hmm.
on a honeymoon. The whole like, he dated girls smaller than, like used to athletic girls. Did you feel like after watching it that it was as serious as Gina made? Because we was like, it's not even that serious. Some of us was like that.
Well, I can tell you this: when we had the conversation with Gina, on the beach when we were going in,
Yeah.
we didn't know that she had made the ginger comment.
Oh.
No, like we didn't know that they had. All we knew was that we was in that group setting, and Clint said, the whole slender and athletic comment. So when we was going in on him, we didn't know it was basically a retaliation. Like, Gina, my girl, and I rock with her tough. But in that moment, we had no clue.
Oh, okay. Because we were sitting here like, not they all jumping down his throat.
We know, child.
We said that then.
We know. All we knew was he was talking about her, and we weren't here for it.
On the honeymoon, first day y'all met her.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my friend for all of 2 days, and you not gonna come at her like that. Yeah, that was.
I was like, they really doing too much. Too much.
We didn't know. We didn't. Because when it played back, I was even watching it like, dang, like we look stupid. They got us out here. Yeah, we did.
Okay. Did I mean, I know, like, I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Married at First Sight Lifetime kind of brushed over it like it wasn't a big deal. I felt like they tried to hold Clint more accountable for his comment versus her comment when he made it very clear that it was kind of offensive to him. And I just wish they would have done a little bit of a better job as like at least let her apologize, or at least let it be known that we recognize that that was offensive to him and people like him in that sense. You know what I mean?
I wish they just would have brushed over all of it, honestly.
Well, they made it a big deal for like 2 episodes. And it kind of ruined their potential marriage. Because if that would have never happened, they definitely could have been like, I think they'd have been a great couple.
Like Clint and Gina in their relationship, I don't feel like it was that big of a deal in their relationship as it played out.
Oh, okay. TV made it big.
I don't think it was. I think they said it and kept it pushing.
Do you think they could have made it if like, so no, being as though that you felt like it wasn't that big of a deal, then it just wasn't going to work out.
I don't think
feel like their relationship kind of depicts how your relationship was with Aries. Like it was just a good time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if what we saw with them two, it was like they just don't like each other. They have a good time together. Everything's great. It's just no sexual chemistry, none of that. But we wanted them to work because we just saw how good they were together. Do you feel like that could have, if they would have portrayed you and Aries' whole relationship that way, it would have been the same exact thing?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because now that you say it, I'm like, it kind of sounds like how Gina and Clint was, just having a good old time.
Yep.
Okay. So
that's what it was.
Overall, basically, outside of the little this, a little bit of that, right? Okay. So I don't know. You guys got any more questions? I think we kind of covered everything.
Let me see the thing.
Okay. Did Kristen get back together with Shaq? No, she is selling her wedding dress. She's not selling. She's donating her wedding dress. Do you still talk to Karen? Wasn't you two supposed to be going on like some business adventure together?
Yeah, so the whole thing with the party bus situation was that they only give a certain amount of permits every January in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so if people are redoing their permits, it's not enough permits to give out to new people. So we didn't get a permit. Okay. So that's what we do, the party bus. Me and her building.
Is it something coming future? Are you still like going to work towards it, or are we just going to let it go?
No. Let it go.
It was cute when it was cute.
It was cute.
Got you. I don't see any. I think I did a great job because they ain't even got no more questions for you, girl.
Oh, yeah, you was going, girl. You had them all.
Except for my little brain fart.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
But I appreciate you so much for coming and talk to me and talking to my subs. Girl, this was a good old time. And I'm glad that you opened up. I'm glad that you learned from this and like didn't let it get the best of you, because I know that some of the people who watch the show, review the show, and it can be a lot to deal with. So I'm glad that you did not let that, you know, kill your spirit.
Thank you. Me too, girl. I sure.
Okay, so we're going to get up off of here and I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining us. My mods have put your Instagram and your TikTok in the comments so that the people could find you. And then I will go ahead and pin it in the comments a little bit later as well. Okay. Anything else you want to say to everybody before we jump off of here?
No, that's it.
All right. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Peace.